a same heart full of flames. Greetings to one and all, ladies and gentlemen, eminent guests, distinguished academicians, and our beloved students. A very hearty welcome to the inaugural session of academic year 2025 to 2026. Myself, Dr. Rupina Pokli, on behalf of the Army Institute of Management and Technology, take this remarkable moment to formally welcome our galaxy of stellar freshmen to your new home, AIMT. Today marks the beginning of an extraordinary journey, a journey of celebrating talent, growth, learning, creativity, and togetherness. So let's embrace it with all heart. On that note, please join me in also welcoming our eminent guest for the day. I humbly request our respected director, Major General Dr. Rajiv Rana, to kindly step forward and welcome our esteemed guests for the day. Starting with our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Rikul Kultujam, Associate Vice President, I Energizer.
Thank you.
Sir, please. Moving on, our guest of honor, Mr. Ampreet Vishen, Head Total Rewards and Talent Management, Manufacturing DG, TCS Center. Moving on, our alumna from the batch MBA 01 and keynote speaker, Ms. Karan Thank you very much, sir. So let's just start to this August day as we gather to illuminate our minds with knowledge and inspiration. Let us symbolically light this lamp in remembrance of Ma Saraswati as a beacon of wisdom guiding our path throughout this program. I humbly request our director, sir, and all our eminent guests to kindly step forward for the lamp lighting ceremony before we inaugurate this. Sir, I request all our guests.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा
This tradition signifies the victory of light over darkness by wisdom and hope. It ignites power, inspires all towards greater achievements today and beyond. Thank you to our dignitaries for marking the beginning of this day with such a profound Moving on, it is indeed my sheer honor and privilege to introduce our chairman, Major General Navraj Dillo, Vishis Seva Middle, Chief of Staff, Headquarter Delhi area, and Chairman IMT. Sir is joining us online. Major General Navraj Dillo, VSM, is an alumnus of NDA, Karakwasla, and IMA Dehradun. He was commissioned into 42nd Armored Regiment in December 1991. He is a third-generation Army officer. Sir is an alumni of the elite DSSC Wellington. He has been on the higher command course at AWC now and was nominated on the prestigious NDC at Delhi. During his career, he has held various commands, staff and instructor appointments. He commanded the 42nd Armored Regiment and the 2nd Independent Armored Brigade. He has been a GSO-1 in a mountain division, Colonel GS Planning in a command headquarter, Director CAV at HQ, and DGS Ops in a Corp HQ. In addition, he has held various instructor appointments and has been Commander SAW ACCNS. He commanded the 71st Sub-Area in the Northern Command. Sir is also the recipient of the illustrious Army Commander's Commendation. He was conferred with the glorious Vishis Seva Medal in January 2025 for his distinguished service by the Honorable President of India. He took over the assignment of Chief of Staff Headquarters Delhi area in May 2025. It is indeed our sheer fortune and privilege to have an elite army officer of his repute as our top leader. Now, without any further ado, I humbly request Major General Navraj Tillo, DSM Chief of Staff Headquarters Delhi area and Chairman AIMT, to kindly extend his inaugural address. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Can I be heard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and distinguished dignitaries present there, valued alumni, faculty members, and dear students. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you all to the orientation program for our MBA, MBA Analytics, and BBA Fresh batches at the Army Institute of Management and Technology. I would have loved to be present today amongst all of you. However, circumstances did not permit that. To our new students, I extend a very warm welcome. You are about to embark on an exciting journey, one that will shape your future and equip you with the skills and knowledge necessary to thrive in this dynamic world of business. Our institute is not just a place of learning, it is a nurturing ground for leaders, innovators, and change makers. AIMT has a rich legacy of excellence in management education. Over the years, we have consistently strived to provide our students with a holistic learning experience that combines academic rigor with practical exposure. Our MBA program, now in its 22nd year, has produced numerous successful alumni, and these people are making significant contributions all across the globe in various industries. The MBA Analytics program in its third year reflects our commitment to stay ahead of the curve in this data-driven age. Our BBA program strives to be the foundation for many aspiring business leaders and is designed to provide you with a comprehensive understanding of business fundamentals, preparing you for the new and now evolving 4 years undergraduate program that is new to all of us and to prepare you even for future studies. We encourage you to take full advantage of the resources available with you, engage with your professors, participate in workshops, join clubs, and enjoy the journey. Each experience will contribute to your personal and professional growth. And remember that learning extends beyond the classroom. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge our dedicated faculty and management. They are the backbone of our institute. They are committed to providing you with the guidance and administrative support during your stay there. I myself never went to college, so I cannot share those experiences. However, I do recall the names of all my teachers of 11th and 12th standard, and I wasn't the brightest of students, so the faculty would have done something right that I remember all of them over all these years also. So I feel it's a two-way relationship between faculty and students. And on a personal note, after years of experience in the army, I would like to tell you that firstly, there is no challenge that cannot be overcome. And I would also implore you not to look for short-term gains. Strive for the long-lasting, the permanent. And also find your space in this argument between work-life balance and endless toil. That's something that you have to achieve yourself. So study smart, be happy, and work hard to make your parents and family proud. They've sacrificed a lot to send you here. Also, I would like to tell you that we are preparing and attempting to improve a lot of facilities here in the institute, and we implore you also to reach out to us on this regard. And in conclusion, I would like to reiterate how excited we are to have all of you amongst us. I wish you all the very best. Stay out of harm's way. Thank you. Jai Hind. All the
Thank you,
best.
sir.
I'll sign off.
Sir, may we please have you just for a moment?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed, sir, for your very inspiring address. I'm sure all the young freshmen who are sitting here will take a cue and become thoughtful leaders as per your guidance. So before you leave, we would like to do a quick introduction for all our guests who have joined us for the day. Starting with our Honorable Chief Guest, we have with us Mr. Vikram Kotajan. He is the Associate Vice President, Energizer. Sir, please.
Welcome, welcome, Ji.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and it's a pleasure.
Wonderful to have you there. I wish I could have joined and met you also in person, but I would like you to preside over the proceedings today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, sir. Moving on, sir, we have our guest of honor, Mr. Andre Tubashain. He is the Head Total Rewards and Talent Management for Manufacturing BG at TCS Limited.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome, Ji. Thank you.
I'm from TCS and I had
स्टेज का कैमरा किस लिए रखा है इसीलिए रखा है
graduates. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir. So lastly, we also have an alumna with us from the batch MBA 01, which is the first batch of MBA of this college. She's also the keynote speaker for today, Ms. Karandeep Sori. She's the founder of greensbrigade.com.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, ma'am. Morning.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, ma'am. Wonderful to have you here in the institute.
Always, it's like a home, sir. First home that's nurtured us.
All the best, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, sir. Despite your busy schedule, you spent time for all of us. Thank you, sir, once again. Jai Hind.
Thank you. All the best to all of you.
Thank you. Moving on, I would request all other dignitaries to please place the dais. Moving on, it's my sheer honor and privilege to introduce our Honorable Director, Major General Dr. Rajendra Dana. Sir has an illustrious career that spans more than 3.5 decades of dedicated service to the Indian Army, followed by key positions in prestigious government bodies and the University of National Repute. Sir was commissioned in Ordnance Wing of the Indian Army in the year 1987. Further, he commanded and administered the complete logistics and supply chain, including ammunition and explosives, in one of the most challenging environments at the Siachen Glacier. His leadership in these extreme conditions reflects his unparalleled expertise and deep understanding of logistics and supply chain management, which is the backbone of military operations. Sir has served as a logistics advisor to the government of Seychelles on behalf of the government of India, further honing his international leadership skills. He was posted at the EPICS Aviation Safety Policy Formulation Department in the DRDO, contributing to the nation's strategic defense mechanisms. Sir has also held an inter-ministerial appointment with the Ministry of Home Affairs with the key responsibility of heading the provision and procurement section to equip India's paramilitary forces. Sir served in the capacity of Deputy Director of Logistics Service at the J&K Valley, showcasing his leadership under pressure in humanitarian efforts, where he was the first responder in disaster management during the floods in the Kashmir Valley in the year 2014. Furthermore, he served as the Chief Instructor and Dean at the Premier Logistics Institute of the Indian Army, MCMM, imparting knowledge to future leader of our armed forces. Before joining us here, Sir was in the corporate sector as part of the head office at the Symbiosis Group of Universities. Well, with such an impressive diverse range of experience, we are indeed fortunate to have a general officer of the Indian Army to lead and inspire our budding future leaders to a new era of growth and excellence. Now, without any further ado, I humbly request Major General Dr. Rajendra Bana, Director AIMT, to kindly extend his welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Before I come on to the salutation of welcoming, I must say thank you to Dr. Copley. You suddenly make me feel taller than twice could also. Especially your good words are making me feel as if I am floating. So thank you so much. It is nothing of that sort. I think all of us who don this uniform, undergo this for the last 40 years or so. You do. So one has done his duty, and thank you so much for your kind words. So, esteemed dignitaries are Mr. Amarendra Vishen, HR Business Head, TCS, Mr. Rikal Konsazum, Associate Vice President, Human Resource I Engineers, IT Services, Mrs. Karandeep Sodhi, Founder, Women's Brigade. More than that, she is our own proud Alumna pioneer. From the first batch, has been a source of inspiration and light for so many batches passed out from here. They look up, and every time she is so actively involved in shaping up your growth, your future, your fears, handling that. So she is here on the dais, and we are truly grateful to all the dignitaries to make it happen and be with us. Then I am, on behalf of the entire team, I am thankful to Major General Navraj, Viशिष्ट Seva Madam, who is Chief of Staff Delhi area and Chairman of AIMT. In real sense, he is the chief host because he is also our guide and mentor. The esteemed faculty and staff members, and finally, for whom we all are sitting, my dear students, as I start a day, namaste. A very good morning.
First model is the framework which actually explains how we affect our present and rewards, which leads to organizational effectiveness. One thing which you can note over here is the first and foremost step which is intelligent to functional selection, development, and rewards. These two consider components in business management and are expected to
concentrate on degree temperature, you see how many people are using more AC. Now, once you have these many tons of ACs being used, then you see how much of electricity is being flora, fauna, everything is getting affected because of this fact. And why this is happening? Why this is happening? What is the major
specifically find out the LinkedIn account. Please speak us. Where is that? Yes. And Alekia, where is this thing date? Have you been putting all the data in? There are many rather than also
Six, three, You're talking about leaders, right? You're talking about
बस ठीक है बस
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure students have understood the importance of finding that one thing that makes them stand out of the crowd and the importance of surrounding yourself with the right group of people because they are the ones who will help you grow and achieve things in life. Well, that was some serious insight. Thank you, Mr. Kautajam, for sharing your journey and giving us plenty to think about. You've surely set the bar high.
Next, we are shocked to bring you another corporate powerhouse, a leader who's been redefining the future of work with over 18 years of HR expertise. Please welcome our guest of honor for the day, Mr. Amrendra Vishing, Assistant General Manager and Head, Talent Management and Total Reward for the Manufacturing Group at TCS. He is a postgraduate in Human Resource Management and Industrial Relations.
Spot on, Weber. Since joining TCS in 2012, Mr. Vishan has been driving some pretty cool HR strategies that sync perfectly with business goals, creating workplaces that are inclusive and high energy. Additionally, he has spent 5 years in Warwickshire, England, serving as an HR business partner for TCS UK, where he managed a highly diverse global team, delivering innovative solutions to the talent management and employee engagement and talent transformation for one of the business groups in the organizations. Let's give it up for Mr. Amrendra Vishing. Over to you, sir.
Hear me out? Okay, I'll step down. I'll see if you can see me as well, because I would like to interact with you. This side, you can see me? That side? Okay. A very good afternoon now. And before I begin, let me ask you. दोनों चीजें रखो ठीक है तुम कर दो ना आगे पे That's good. Okay, so before I start, I would like to start with a question. So here's a hand. If you want to live a life to its fullest and don't want to settle just to make a living, you will have to say yes. Which means something. If you want to build, if you want to create, you have to push the way to your human knowledge. If you want to say, no, it's just being opportunity. If you're not doing that, then it's right. You got the schooling, you apply for college, now you are going to get student, you can do industry, until the career comes to life. But really, you don't know what you should do with your life because you are standing at a crossover with millions of possibilities, and that very thing perplexes you. Right? Potentially, you may be having a talent, a genius. Maybe you might be some very hard form, like your friend. He has been doing it. But you don't know how to build a career around it. You know, how to become silent and how to go ahead, living a life. Possibly, you have no talent, no genius, no art, you have not discovered your interest, but you can foresee, the very tenure of 40 years of work life, where you get a job, a very comfortable living, home, a second home, but the few of you, it doesn't excite you. You can see it, but it doesn't excite you. So this is where you are. So what do you want to be? Imagine that you have invented your own life. The life that has been designed by you, the life that you understand what interests you, what drives you, what it is that you want to do. You are inventing your own life. This life, okay. When you establish yourself, you're not defined by your job title, but you're defined by what you do. And what you're doing, you're building, you're creating, you're producing. And you're making things, and you're making a great things. Imagine a day A quiet moment of attention, you're sitting at your study or work area, staring at a page, or maybe a canvas, or maybe a screen, and holding an image long enough in your mind so that you can reflect on it. And you're trying to chase various thoughts, ideas, and you're trying to build many connections, complex connection of thoughts. In that very moment, you forget yourself. The time disappears. And you experience a very profound sense of unity, a deep source of power, and the deepest meaning of life. Do you know what that is? In that very moment, you experience a very different kind of reality, and that is the reality of other times and places. In that very moment, you are experiencing the peak. When you're faced with something that you do with your entire being. So if this is where you are, and this is where you want to be, how are you going to get there? I believe you can go there, you can get there by designing your own life, by inventing your own life. What do I mean by inventing your own life? You invent many things, but you can invent your own life as well. It means understanding how do you see the world, how the world looks at you. It means understanding what drives you, what are your values, what are your highest aspirations. It means that you are teaching yourself to think. That is why you are here. It means by that ability, you invent the life that is yours, not the life that you copy from somewhere else, not the life that has been handed over, by someone to you to live by. So inventing your life is something, if you do, you can actually go where you are from this place, from that place, from the campus to the world of work. Call it corporate, you call it corporate job, call it, you may start your own work itself, but ultimately the general word, the general theme is world of work. From the institution of learning, from the campus to the world of work. 2 years, 3 years, and you will be there. So why it is important? Why it is important for you to invent your own life? Any guesses? Let me tell you. In the entire work life, you work for 40 years. That's 18,000 hours. That is 40 years, 50 weeks a day, 40 hours a week. I'm not counting your 20 additional hours. I'm not counting the 3 hours that you waste on Netflix or swiping left or swiping right. 40 years of work life, 18,000 hours. Don't you think it's very, very important for you to invent your kind of life? Yes or no? Yes or no? And children, have you heard about it? Science writer from England, who once said, you earn a living, you support your family, right? You love and you hate, but what do you do? What I was trying to say is making a living doesn't mean that what do you do as a human. So very, very important to understand, to figure it out. What do you do? What you must do in your life. You as a human, you have something very unique. I'll tell you later what is that unique capacity that differentiates you from a human. What you should do, to express that capacity. Why it is important to live your life? Because we're living in a very different time. Very, very different changing time. So if you look at it, when I look at it, last 30 years, post-independence, post-World War, 1950 to 1990, that was the era, that's a very different time. What we call, the people, those who belong to an organization, we call them organization now. Because they define themselves, the sense of civic identity came from the very large organizations they worked for. After 1990, something happened. In between 1950, in India, we're still a developing country, we are still a developing country, but in the West, that met with a counterculture. That was Beatles generation, that was a cookie generation, And what they said, this very idea of working for one company for 40 years, that is not where we're going to find meaning at work. Let's form a meaning, self-really love. Let's have goals. Let's have a free life, no responsibilities, and we will find meaning in life. And they fell apart. So what they give, you all know, sexually transmitted diseases, broken families, children without parents, it fell apart. And then what they told to the next generation is, okay, you will have to work, but you must find out the way. That will give you meaning. And the recipe for this is follow your passion. So from 1990 onwards until my generation, what it is that was told to us is follow your passion. And that was termed as the passion culture. That also failed. And do you know why? Because if you have a passion, maybe you are having that passion in the field of symbolic improvement. It's in music, maybe science, that kind of science I'm talking about, mathematics, philosophy, or poetry. No one will pay you to write poetry for 10 minutes. It takes time. To write a kind of poetry that plays, right? And we are living a very different kind of world. It is a world of scientific materials, which is a world that is based on utility and profit. It takes time for you to establish yourself as an author or a musician. It takes time. It's not so convenient. Hence it's failed. Why this important now for you to think to invent your life? Because that is what very recent campus is for. But I hear you. You from others, no, campus is not a real world. It is just a place of learning. That is precisely its extent. You left your school, you left your maybe your 2 3 years of college. You got here 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You have got nothing else to do, just to think and to learn. And you have got no one to tell you as well. When to wake up, when to sleep, what to do. This, and you don't have a daddy and mommy and everything. So this early years is a time for you. That is a very precious time. That's what I want you to know. That this 2 years, 3 years, I think have got is very, very precious. That's not why it is very, very important to know you to invent your life. This is a time to think over. You will not invent your life in one full moon day. It takes time. You will think over again and again. When I say 80,000 hours, you need 1% of it. Anyone who can do mathematics and tell you what 1% of 80,000 hours? Give 400 hours. Give 200 hours. Go for some long walks. Every week once. Spend time with yourself. Don't you think it's worth you 1%? That you are going to spend your lifetime? The second reason why it is important now, because we are living in a flux of time. When you look at how we evolve as a society, if you watch movies, I'm sure you must be watching movies and TV platforms and the other serials as well. Watch out for movie 1800, 1700, a chimney on the top of a roof, burned out, fire, steam engine, puffing thick smoke, thick dark black smoke. That was the Industrial Revolution that happened in England. Right. And if you look at sockets, electric sockets, that was what? That was the second revolution, second industrial revolution. And when you use the microchips in a mobile, the transistors and everything, that was third industrial revolution. We were living into the very far edge, advanced edge of the fourth industrial revolution. And what is so different about it? It's very fast. It's very rapid. And it is a union of biology, physical things, and digital technology. So biological things, physical and digital. It's very rapid. It's very, very fast. So you are not only the flux of time, but you are in a very rapid, time that is witnessing very rapid change. So that's how it's very, very important for you how to invent your life. Otherwise, you will have a passive life and you will either follow or mimic and you will go through life in just a, keep on doing the things that most of the people are doing. Right. So, what is the first thing, when I say invent your life? So, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? What's the first thing, fundamental thing that is very important to invent your life? Yes, speak loudly. Skills, okay? Knowledge. To know, you are getting closer. Vision, okay? Self-awareness, okay? Clear aim, got it. What is very important? Yes? Sense of how this comes. How do you get a sense of individuality? You are watching the same movie that your friend is watching. You are swapping the same thing that your friend is swapping. You're having the same thought, the same dress, the same thing. How will it come? Determination, okay? You are there in the peripheral. What is fundamental? Suffering. Introspection. Getting closer. What is doing here? Something more fundamental? Yes. You must teach yourself to think. And this is precisely what this is for. Your teachers, your professors will help you how to think. Not what to think of. Because that will keep on changing. So, thinking. And when I say thinking, I don't mean, reading graphs and taking decisions or, the technical kind of thinking that you do in a particular profession. When I say thinking, primarily, what I mean is being a skeptic, developing and building without skepticism. That is to question everything that is coming. You getting it? Yes, right? And what will you question first? Because you always are doing the thinking part. You're born and brought up, you have been embedded with certain values, beliefs, thought process, your likes, your dislikes, your unqualified opinions, your snap judgments. You are a bundle of so many things. The very first thing that you require thinking to do, or you will have to do is to unlearn, to question your biases, the sacred words, the beliefs and everything. So that's what, when I say skeptic, that's what I mean. I don't mean that you just own each and everything, but have your own view to it, question to it, right? So what is thinking? What is, it's very fundamental, right? Like I'm standing here, something is happening in my skull, and I call it thinking. So thinking is what running is to standing or walking. Thinking is what singing is to speaking. Thinking is what body movement or gesture is to acting for an actor. So thinking is a biological phenomenon. It happens. The way you produce sounds, something happens between your brain. So what thinking means is this: you could get the exact knowledge of what happens between your brain, harness it, give it a form, give it a shape, so that you can use this, you can harness this energy to do what? To discriminate, to reason it out, to find out what is false, what is true to the false, what is false to the truth, and to invent your own, right? So the very first thing that is important to invent your life, the fundamental is to teach yourself to think. And this we are going to do. It is a very fundamental, comes from it. You'll say that I know thinking. I'm not expert on thinking. I don't teach thinking, but I know enough of thinking that I can tell you that this is very, very important. So how can you think? It's very difficult for me to tell you everything about thinking now in the next 5 to 10 minutes, but I'm telling you the fundamentals, the basic of it. Thinking is producing ideas. But before that, what you should have, what is the necessary energy, what is the necessary element that is required to think. That is one. But before knowledge, what is? Awareness, I'm hearing again and again. But what it is? You must have attention to allocate. If you don't have an attention, if your attention is pulled and pushed in many, many directions in doing trivial things, you will not have cognitive energy to attend to something. So cultivate space, cultivate time, cultivate energy so that you can attend to something. If you're resting, drifting, filling up your time, energy, you won't be able to allocate your attention and you won't be able to think. You will only react, you will only imitate, you will only mimic, you will only follow. You will not have an opinion, you will only have a snap judgment. You will talk about the politics, but you will not have an qualified opinion in that matter. Because you're not thinking is very, very hard. And nothing is very easy, but running a marathon is very hard. You have to master the art of running, the breathing. Breathing is very, very hard. If you don't have your attention is going left and right, and so I think right swap, left is swapping down, then you're not using it. You don't have time and attention for that. Right? What is the other essential thing about thinking? Yes, one is allocation of attention. Second is knowledge, yes. In terms of knowledge, the capacity to form combinations. See a pattern. But before that comes, observation to see. What you get the inputs from your eyes or from your senses, that's right. That doesn't mean I'm looking at the laptop, I'm looking at you. If I don't register to it, if I don't process to it, if I don't take note of something, you may just listen to me, who we are, or you may see me. But if you're not using your attention, if you're not observing something about my speech or about my talk, you are doing nothing with this. So what is important is observe. Don't only see, but observe. And third one is this. It is the ability to see patterns, to form connections. Right? So investing in your life, thinking is fundamental. How do you think? By allocating your attention, by observing, not only seeing, and by finding combination. Right? What's the next thing? One is investing your life. The second thing is when you say inventing your life, the first thing to invent your life is thinking. Second thing, when you talk about inventing your life, is about in terms of reinventing your own values. First, you are mastering what thinking is. It will take time, it will take a lifetime, but you must start the journey consciously. Okay? So the next point is in terms of reinventing your own values. Are you born with values? You are brought up with values? If I say that each of the action has an implied value judgment, am I right or wrong? Right? So to live is to work. To work is to spend your energy in exchange of a value. And what you are going to spend in the next 14 years? 18,000 hours, waking hours, productive hours. So you must question against what value you are going to expend, this lifetime of energy. Isn't it important? Isn't it important for you to reinvent your values? Because what you got default, if you don't look at it, if you don't reflect on it, you end up doing something not with awareness. But the deep sleep, the core, you just keep on doing things. So reinventing your values is very, very important. How do you start to reinvent your values? How do you discover your values? Sorry? Self-introspection. Yes, a good point. Self-introspection. What else? What is the source? What is the values? In the ancient time and in the medieval time, the source of value used to be religion. That used to be the primary source of your value. It's what you used to live for. That's how our grandfather, forefathers lived. We are living in a world of synthetic materials. It does not even, we all been trained and taught in that fashion. It does not even acknowledge anything transcendent. So where can we go to find this value? Let's go to biology, right? To the animal kingdom and find out what differentiates you from that. The closest is chimpanzee, right? If I say, and you know, standing fact, 90% of DNA is same of yours and chimpanzee. There's something in the range of 1% or something. I'm not scientist, but I can just say, something that makes you different. And do you know what? That's everyone has got. All the species have got. Looking at it. Thought process. You're thinking closer. Consciousness. Okay. Maybe I'll give a simple song for this. It is. I'm not really very curious. Okay, very good. So it is your ability to hold an image long enough to reflect on it. Sometimes you cannot do it. You can do it. And humans started doing it, 70,000 years ago. And that was the beginning of cognitive revolution. That was the beginning of culture. That was the beginning of history. Otherwise, we would have lived like a chimpanzee. So where are you from? So what is what are you looking at? If you look at it, that's what differentiates you, So that is the ability to hold an image long enough in your mind to reflect on it. In other terms, that is your capacity to create. The capacity to create that the chimpanzee does not have. They have ingrained, coded mechanism to react, but they cannot choose. They cannot create. Very limited extent. Really, not beyond that. So what is different? Capacity to create, right? Can your value come from there? Can your highest aspirations come from there? Your highest aspiration can come from the fact that what differentiates you is your capacity to create. Right? And what will you do? You try to find out a way that anchors your capacity to create. So, within the workplace, it has got its pros, it has got its cons. It could be everything. A nice paycheck, a nice AC office, travel across the globe, good friends, good people, working on productive things. And I do believe that, the objective, the purpose of a work, what the purpose of the work is to produce goods and services so that the society can run. We can build, society, we can build cities, we can maintain. But we as a society, the civilization, we are spending a lot of time. 50 hours is an average. We spend to make a living. And do you know the hunter-gatherers, how many hours they spend to make a living? Any guess? In a week? 20 hours. So in 20,000 years, we have not progressed so far. They used to spend 20 hours a week to make a living, and we spend 50 hours, 40 hours, 60 hours to make a living. Right? So we have not progressed from that sense. And that's the survival imperative. That's the utility imperative. It's foolish to ignore it. I see a world, I see a civilization, to speak when that doesn't work for more than 20 hours to make a living. The rest of it's 40 hours, 60 hours. They spend in doing what? Creating, building, producing things. Just for the sake of creating something. Right? So you will have to really go to the world of work. You go to the world of work, you will find out, you will build your career, the chances are very less, that you will get work that gives you, the opportunity to anchor your capacity to create. Because none of the organizations design a job keeping you or keeping you in the minds. When you grow up and become a manager, you will not design a job keeping one particular person in mind. So what is the antidote to it? Is there a way out? How many of you heard about Paul Graham? Paul Graham is a computer scientist in 1980s. He was the first one, in Silicon Valley. He founded a company via web that was sold to Yahoo. He sold it to Yahoo. And he was a mathematician, computer scientist, inventor, and he founded, later on he founded, so he founded he founded a company called Y Combinator. So that is so the then came up with the term that's project of your own. So when I say project of your own, it means you find out something that you can do for 90 minutes, 100 minutes, 2 hours, in a field of symbolic forming that you can do until your last breath. And when you get, and then you can keep on learning, day after, you can work for. So that's still a little bit of time. So very important, discover project of your own. You can do it with your work, without your work, and you can do it until the last breath. What is, so these are the 3 things to reinvent your life. That's teach yourself to think, right? Reinvent your value. Discover the project of your own. And how can you make this transition? So I'll tell you the 3, very quickly. What is the one habit that you should inculcate, and what is the practice that you should do? Because I've told you about so many things, and it's important to tell you that what is important. So the mindset that you should have for this is the growth mindset. It means that nothing is fixed. It means that you can grow your intelligence faster. You can learn and you can create. And when is the habit that I want you to live with, that is the habit of thinking by your own senses. You will have to read, you will have to listen, you will find out that what others have taught and learn from that. It's called vicarious learning. That makes us human. And the 4th is how you're going to practice it. It is practicing deliberately. If I just walk around every day in my job is I will not become and bones. I was a very, very well-known psychologist, author of a book, P. I did the So I'm just trying to close my thoughts with a quote of a very brilliant philosopher. I deeply admire his name is Anand K. Kumar Swami. He was having equal authority on the audiences and accidents. He was an art critic and historian. He defined the meaning of art in a very different way. He once said, and really fast, that artist is not a special kind of man. An artist is not a special kind of man. Every man is a special kind of artist. And it's so wonderful. Thank you.
What do you do to invent your life, to give meaning to it? You think capacity to create, but with a growth mindset, learning and practicing deliberately. Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. Your take on talent management and shaping awesome workplaces is truly motivating.
Now let's switch gears and bring in one of our own, a proud AIMT alumni from MBA 01 batch, a keynote speaker for the day, Ms. Karandeep Sodhi. She is an She is an associate director at Kiwi Tech, sparking innovation with startups, and has founded ventures like Queen's Brigade and Make a Wish Box, with an aim to empower women and inspire young minds.
Absolutely, Weber. She's a pro in marketing and business development and is super passionate about mentoring, often speaking on leadership, etiquette, and personal branding. Her journey is all about blending purpose with business smarts. Let's give a warm welcome to Ms. Karandeep Sodhi. Over to you, ma'am.
It's such a pleasure to be always here. Thank you so much, Vishal sir. Vishal sir का एक call आता है and I cancel everything unless I'm traveling. And that's my love for the college. Now I wish to ask you, कहानी सुननी है AIMT की कि ज्ञान सुनना है? You know, that's always there. So you'll see me often here because, we've spoken that I am here for you. I'll always be there for you along with other mentors, other batchmates. I was going through the Manthan and I realized you guys are so blessed. हमारे पास तो इतना कुछ था ही नहीं. When we came here, I was telling everybody that we did not have this kind of orientation. We had the director sir, we had chief of the staff, we had all officers coming and motivating us. कैसे खुद से शुरू करना है, because we never had anybody to hold our hands. And I was seeing how, director sir has made mission. If I tell you how we do, you'll be surprised. It started with saying that yes, we are made up of values. And हम लोग बहुत कंप्लेन करते थे. We were full of complaints for 6 months. You know why? Why is that? Because we were the only 60 students, MBA and BCA, okay? And हमारे पास से there was no boundary walls, by the way. The college one admin block, and you'll be surprised, we had one hostel, boys का ऊपर होता था और girls नीचे रहती थी. And I've seen some boys are like, thank you. Yeah. But they were, we were saying, yes. And so we had a lot of things to complain about. And there was a transformation. So we should back the director so and say, so हमारे पास ये है नहीं है, हमारे पास तो कुछ भी अवेलेबल नहीं है, हमारे पास तो लोग नहीं है, हम किसके पास जाएं, किससे बात करें. तो उन्होंने सबको एड्रेस नहीं किया. पता है कैसे एड्रेस किया? एक एक को बुला के एड्रेस किया. तो जब मेरी बारी आई, he said, yes, Karandeep, what is your problem? And I go and say, sir, तुम जब इकट्ठे होते हो ना तो आपकी आवाज बहुत बुलंद होती है. जब आप अकेले जाते हो ना तो आपको एक्चुअली समझ में आता है क्या प्रॉब्लम है. तो I said, sir, काफी चीजें नहीं है. क्या नहीं है? Tell me what is not there. So I said, sir, where do we see? I said, sir, we don't have a brochure. He said, create one. I said, sir, what? He said, yeah, go create one. I said, okay, sir. So I came back. He said, create a group and tell me who all the students have you chosen. Now I was given a responsibility. I didn't know what to do with that. So we sat down, we were a team of 10 students. And we created our first brochure. Let's see the mistakes. Then यहाँ पर ना, and that was my first lesson in my life. That you can't complain. और जब भी दिमाग में ये थॉट आता है ना कि ये चीज अच्छी नहीं है, how can you contribute? Today, whatever I am, I say this is a ground. I owe it to AI. We understood how we did the research, or not on Google, by the way, right? He made us go to colleges. So I don't know about now, but way back in 2004, we had 119 institutes in Noida. That's a big number. So Noida is the hub, right? So he made us go and meet with the placement 7 Now we got the responsibility. तो हमने कहा अब तो कंप्लेन नहीं कर सकते, अब तो कंप्लेन आएगी तो सब बोलेंगे वो ही करो. So there was another student who said, "Sir, we can't travel. Buses नहीं है, कहते जाओ DM के office में write a letter." And can you believe we started that? After that letter, the buses were started from Noida to Greater Noida. For 6 months, we traveled in tractors. And it was not safe, so we were asked to travel in groups. And दोनों लड़कियां ज्यादा थी हमारे बैच में, so we used to tell boys that come हमारे साथ आ जाओ, we will see you. So you're not protected all by yourself. So that's how we learned. जो मोदी जी का स्लोगन है ना, and ये हर, चाहे आप काम में होगे, चाहे आप घर पे होगे, you have to take ownership. भाग नहीं सकते हो. आप ये नहीं बोल सकते हो मेरी मैम ने मुझे नहीं सिखाया तो मैं फेल हो गई. No, you don't have a choice. Why not? Because you are responsible for yourself. Now that you've come here, you're marking your new journey. And trust me, it is going. You will not have, you'll make friends here. I still have my best friends. And I look up to them for everything. You have a community, AIMT community. We are there on LinkedIn. This is what you will build. You will build friendships. You will build a community. You will network. हमारे टाइम पे नहीं था, आज आपके लिए हो. We have a whole clan. And I seek support from your seniors. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा, मना करेंगे. But look out for them. Search for them. Yes, I have spoken to Kavita ma'am that I'll come again. And मेरे को बहुत सारे LinkedIn में invites आते हैं without any picture. And this is कईयों की तो बहुत ही informal pictures होते हैं. So we will also teach you how to build a LinkedIn profile, right? So that it's presentable. This is like all matters. Like Rick said that appearance, behavior, communication, how you walk, how you talk, how you behave, how you that you come from a background where you've seen the best of the best. Trust me. अगर कोई ये बोलता है ना कि नौकरी नहीं है, मार्केट में सब झूठ बोलते हैं. I transformed my life when people told me that there was recession. I changed my job. To start with, I was placed, thanks to AIMT, I was placed with ICICI Prudential. तो जब कंपनी आती है ना तो आप ग्रोथ, यही से आप ग्रो करोगे. यही, this is what going to give you home, your cars. And ICICI was very good. So they sold me. And there were the first 6 students who got selected. Now ICICI is like working like a horse. You're always running. You're running for 15, 16 to sleep. वो आपको वो दिखाते हैं. Do you want this incentive? You want this? This is what you have to do, right? So you keep working. But then I realized this is not what I wanted in life. I moved to Sydney. Now, Sydney is a very, very good work culture balance they have. But क्योंकि मैंने ICICI में done such aggressive work, मुझे बैठने की आदत नहीं थी. I don't know how to walk up. But then I realized missing. That's not me. I did a lot of introspection. And that's when I realized if I have to work 40 to 50 hours, what is it that I need to do? Who am I very late in my life? For you, I want you to write this in your notepads. Who am I? Is something that I work with women, with children, with students. These 2 years, you have to ask yourself, who am I? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What makes me the best? हमें फर्क नहीं पड़ना चाहिए कोई क्या करता है हमें नहीं फर्क पड़ना चाहिए कि मेरे साथ मेरी दीपाली कहाँ जा रही है नो what is my focus what am I good at my second job and then I realized I want to be in media but then yeah you shape up our beliefs है ना मम्मी पापा बोलते हैं मीडिया तो ऐसे ही है यहाँ तो हर कोई सुता मारता है it's not a good culture 24 hours work and yes media is like that I have worked behind the scenes and I know the working hours are very strict. But then I chose a channel which worked on wellness. Helping, supporting, empowering people. I love doing that. You wake me up at 7 o'clock and I'll be like ready to help you to get you clarity. तो अगर किसी को ना तो नींद भी आ रही है वो नींद नहीं होनी चाहिए ना So I tell you, why are you sleeping? And what is it? So that's when Pragya changed my entire mission in life. Today, whoever I am, Queen's Brigade is just a name. I have upskilled myself a lot. I learned a lot. Today, I'm also a certified sound healer. I don't call myself a healer, I call myself a sound facilitator. Why? Because I love to transform lives, and the mission is to transform lives. We've till today done 20, transformed 20,000 lives. And there are around 200 people who are actually healing their diseases from thyroid to cancer to depression to anxiety. Like Sir said, आज वो हम सबको nobody knew if we said we were sad, Papa said go to play and you'll be fine. Right? We've been taught distraction. But in that I realized we don't focus on mental health. Before COVID, there was spirituality वो use करती थी वो बात नहीं करते थे. So meditate, who does that? Closing your eyes, nobody knows. But we've made this a way of life. We've helped corporates, children as well as 5-year-old practices in schools and work with children. And I teach them how to close their eyes. If I today ask you to close it for 10 minutes, probably you would not want to. Right? You might want to sleep in a session, that's a different thing. So I learned that spirituality has to be a way of your life. And this was my lesson. It cannot be given suffer so no. Spirituality has to be my way of life. And for you to know what is your purpose, you have to know who are you, what are you good at. There are some myths that I want to burst here. Because जब आप यहाँ पर आगे हो ना आपको लगता है we are here, we deserve a good salary. पापा मम्मी ने यहाँ पर हमें भेज दिया है. It's college stability of your place मुझे लगा. अब कोई नहीं बोलेगा ना मैंने पहले बोल दिया. Whose college की responsibility है?
100% will say this.
Yes, so college is very important. They give you the base, but you are responsible for where you get base. Said, you know, the corporate. Today we have AI. Why should they hire you? They'll ask you this. I've been in sales, right? You should know who you are. And कभी recession नहीं आता. जब आप value add कर सकते हो ना, there is no recession. And I say this with experience. I also say this with experience that I look for loyal employees. I don't get that. I look for sincere employees. It's so hard to find because everybody today wants fast money. But the first myth is that today you all are responsible when the college gives you. The second myth is, बड़े लोग ये बोलते हैं बहुत बच्चे, I don't want to be in sales. I don't want to be in sales. I want to be in HR. Yes, sir. HR looks good. Of course, I've been in HR and marketing. But let me break this myth for you. We are all selling our skills. Whether you choose HR, whether you choose marketing, whatever field you are, whether I'm in mental health, I am selling my product. I'm selling here my skills, right? So अपने दिमाग से ये हटा दो पहले दिन ही कि I am not going to go in sales. You are already there. You know, when these HR experts come, you have to sell yourself. You have to sell your strengths. जिस दिन आपने ये belief हटा दिया ना, उस दिन you're always right. Second, मैं ground job नहीं करूँगी. क्या करोगे सिर करके? I ask a lot of people. I want a leadership role. Yes, you deserve a leadership role. But have you done the groundwork? It's so important when we start our journey to know the base and to be very clear कि मुझे यहाँ से आप सीधा ladder पे जब चढ़ते हो 10th step तो नहीं ले लेते ना? What is the first step? You take the first step. So this is the first step. You have to tell your mind here that I have to learn the basics. You can't lead a team where you don't know what the team is going through. Let me be very honest with you. I have sold insurance policies, and this is somebody who sold insurance policies can sell anything in this world. हम घर जाते थे हमारा वहाँ पर ego खत्म हो जाता है. Today I see a lot of children with ego. So the third myth, you have to break down your ego. You are nobody. मम्मी पापा को छोड़ा है जो थे वो थे. You know, they are serving for the nation. What are you doing? You have to bring a mark here. Yes. You promised me that. I don't see a yes. So let me wake you up. How's the Josh? Yeah, no, this is not us. How's the Josh? That's AI, right? And that is where this will come. And they want to take children from the army background. We came last year, and I was with Bhavita ma'am, and there was ITC. You know, they want children coming from the army background. You know why? Why? They're looking. Again, another thing, another skill set. What do you have? Yes, you have energy, you are adaptable. Yes. Yes, social adaptability. And that is what sets you apart. And always remember your strengths. But ये नहीं कि उसने ये बोला तो मैं भी आगे इंटरव्यू में जाके ये करूंगा. No. Please, no. You have to know if PR is your skill. Talk about that. If you like research, talk about that. You know, it brings me so much of joy to see that there's so much of colleges providing to upskill to give you the certifications. You can sit here and upskill yourself and learn so much. I did my MBA, and after MBA I did a course in image consultancy, and then after image consultancy I did psychology, and after psychology I did sound, and after sound I did level 1 pro, and then after level 1 pro I did level 2 from academy, because we keep learning and we keep growing. The growing will never stop. So you have to first know who you are, second who your values are. You have to keep understanding your strengths, build a strong network. No, you come from background, which is loyal and authenticity is in your blood. Never get into petty politics. Never. You know, we have, I am a 2004 batch, and I can tell you this with pride that all of us who are there today are doing very well. And that's one thing we all carry is our authentic selves. And that's in each one of you. So never get into petty politics. I mean, बहुत सारे लोग नीचे गिराने की भी कोशिश करेंगे, but stay with your truth. कुछ छोटी छोटी चीजें होती हैं that you inculcate every day in the college. One thing that I always tell my students is pray. How many of you pray in the morning? Wow, that's a good number. We never did that. So quite living in awareness, but yes, pray. When you start your day, pray. When you end your day, pray with clarity. Or कभी भी कुछ भी when you feel the college, not happy with the college, speak with the directors, speak with the faculty, pay your concerns. Right? It watches the talk. Something else that I learned from college is networking. Today, IMDians are all across the globe, from Amsterdam to Hong Kong. You name a place, Canada, we have a lot of students from BCA in Army. A lot of our alumni are in Army, and I've asked, there are 2-3 officers who are now in Delhi, and we will invite them so that you get to meet them. Right? So more about AIMD stories later, because that's offline, that's over the cup of coffee. But now teachers मुझे बोलेंगे, why did you leak the secrets, which I won't. But I would want 3 students to tell me the takeaway from this session. Who are the 3 students to tell me what are the takeaways and what are they going to implicate in their day-to-day life, in their 2 years? Come on, yes. Your name? Vandana. Yes, Vandana.
Like you recently said, like we should start and end our day with gratitude towards life, towards people, and towards our institute. Then one more thing is the capacity to create that sets us apart from others, and the positive attitude towards life, which I saw from Sir, that he was having a very
I know, yes, he built the entire.
very start from the very beginning, and I guess that's why he's here.
Yes, that's why he's here. Thank you so much.
I think it's strictly those college days were different. You will straight away or factor out of right?
Thank you, Vandana. Anybody else? I need 2 more students. Yes. All girls. I'm so proud of girls. Where are the boys? Yes.
You're batch 22.
Very good.
Ma'am, I learned that we need to be spiritual, and for the second thing, we need to know ourselves and then work on it to improve ourselves.
And seek support.
Yes,
Don't forget to seek support from everywhere.
sure, ma'am.
Thank you. Yes. Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Anya Pandey. I'm from 22 batch MBA. What I learned is, first of all, sir said you should fall in love with things that you need to fall in love with. For me, it's maths, obviously. And you said we should seek support because our faculty members here are very good, and we should definitely
Absolutely.
try. And for sir said we should introspect and learn what we want to do. So I want to do that too.
Very good.
This time.
Thank you. And where are the boys team? I think the boys One boy. Okay, good.
Myself, Yogesh Singh, from the scratch
Hi, Yogesh.
I have taken some course and welcome. So, well, first point was first started is make a good company.
Yes.
With surround yourself with good people. That's something which is most important in our life, in our future also. And one more takeaway I have taken from Sir that reinvent your values. And one more, fall in love with what you like.
Amazing. So you have to follow this. ये सिर्फ यहाँ बोलने के लिए नहीं है। अरे राजा में बोलना मत। पता चले कल बोले सबने राजा में तो किसी ने बोला ही नहीं यहाँ पर। पता है क्या इंटीग्रेट और क्या इंटीग्रेट करके जा रहे हैं. So academic, yes, you should not forget your academic while you do all of this. Everything balances, right? Like spirituality का मतलब ये नहीं होता कि पैसे नहीं कमाओ. You know, a lot of people believe spirituality मतलब वो सब कुछ दे दिया. No, it's not that. We aim to achieve everything and balance is everything. So there's only one guy. That's it. Or I think I need to come again and motivate all the boys. Yes. Good afternoon. Good morning.
Firstly, Prince said about build your own kind of life. Making a life does not mean what you are doing to make a living. So, and another is said, and attention to allocate and capacity to form combinations and don't see instead of the and later on about reinventing your own values. And ma'am, one quote he said I really liked about is that artist is not a special kind of man. Every man is a special kind of artist.
Very, very good. Interesting. And you are working, yeah, please.
About your
Oh, thank you so much.
and later on you told about to outside your skills and strength. And another thing I really like is that how to break your own ego and you have to work about it and the networking part.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we can take one other boy who wanted. There was some other guy who has raised his hand. Yes. I like the way you're talking. Very good.
Takeaway first, there should be no complaints.
बुलंद आवाज.
See every challenge with positive attitude. And the third and most important thing is humor. Be humorous.
Absolutely. I've taken it from sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So you will speaking more often, and which is why I don't want to fill this session with too much of Gyan. I want to tell you the other batchmates of mine, we're all there for you. You can connect with us. We might not reply them, but we'll definitely reply. Any help you see, you want us to be here, and I told ma'am that we'll work on mental health and we'll make this a way of life so that it's a skill that you take it from AI and think जो हमें बहुत सालों बाद हमने अपने experiences से सीखा. I'm going to share that with you, and that is an ongoing process. So I'll be here and I'll see you more often. Wishing each one of you all the best, and make sure that you make yourself right. There's nobody else. There's you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Indeed, ma'am, the tradition of raising complaints is still very much alive. But we'll try focusing on upskilling our skills rather than focusing on complaints. Your story proves that you can make a big impact by staying true to your passion. Thanks for inspiring us We look forward to hear more such stories.
And now we invite our Dean Academics, Professor Dr. Shami Satpal.
Thank you, students. Good afternoon, everyone. Greetings to Major General Dr. Bana, Director of AIMT, esteemed speakers, our distinguished alumna, dear professors, and my dear students. Since you are starting the beginning of your new chapter, I would like to start with a quote. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So each of you has a dream, right? It can be something related to leading a Fortune 500 company, or it can be related to something like doing something specific in some of the industries, going for higher studies, or it can be many things, isn't it? And you chose AIMT for your dreams. I would like to ask one question. Why are you here for? Any answer? To learn. So is it to make struggle for next 2-3 years, or to learn, or to grow, or to achieve something? Very nice. And that's why here you have joined AIMT, and I'm very sure by joining AIMT you have chosen the excellence, you have chosen the transformation, you have chosen the growth. Their experience, but as of now we have not started anything related to academics, right? So I'm not going to provide you any gyan, because the whole of these 2-3 years are there and our teachers are ready to do that. Isn't it? Okay, so what I wanted to share. It's not visible. Okay. So I would like to share something with all of you related to your academics. We can wait. By then you can think about your dreams. It can be your small dreams, it can be your big dreams, and how you are going to achieve that, because we are going to talk about that in future. Yes? Yes. Next slide. Yes. So I would like to highlight the academics part, specifically with respect to AIMT. What is our academic philosophy? We haven't covered that part as of now. So we are having your academics beyond books. That is basically we are talking about practical learning, experiential learning, and case-based approach. You know that our course curriculum is as per IB University, but we faculty members, we focus into the real life situations, what is happening in the industry, and that practicality we are bringing into the classes that you will experience. Skill-oriented curriculum. Many of them have spoken about skills enhancement, because the companies, they hire for skills. You get 90%, you get 100%, but then it will be difficult to get a placement. So we have focused into skill-oriented curriculum, like we have in one of the sessions we spoke about employment enhancement program, right? That you can witness in the future. Then corporate readiness. So students, we the teachers at AIMT, we see that our students in the future, after completions of their MBA program, whether they are ready for the corporate or not. Because I'll be talking about the skill gap in the coming gap. Because whatever is taught in the classroom and what the industry professionals are looking for, there is always a gap. And how to bridge the gap is very important. Is that okay? Then we have been talking about global and social responsibility. We make sure that our students are globally competitive and they are socially responsible. This is the most important aspect of AIMT. Then align with NEP 2020, National Education Policy 2020, which is basically focusing into students-driven course curriculum, students-driven learning, interdisciplinary studies. So we will ensure that we will be experiencing. Then outcome-based education. Students, if we are doing something and we are not able to measure that, then we are in a dream, isn't it? So we ensure that our education system at AIMT is basically outcome-based, which we need to measure the performance of our students. It can be academic, it can be your... Okay. Now what AIMT expect from you? You cannot expect everything from us. It is a mutual relationship, isn't it? You will make us proud. So discipline and integrity, yes, you have to follow the guidelines of coming on time, listening to your teachers. That discipline is important. Academic commitment, again, whatever is being taught in the class, you have to learn. Submit your assignments on time. Otherwise, deduction of marks. Right? Then professionalism. It is, you can talk about your dress sense, you can talk about your behavior, be it with your classmates or your teachers or anybody who is coming to AIMT, you have to maintain that professional attitude. Right? Then active participation. Our director sir was talking about that during the classes, even in most of the sessions, I have heard that teachers are encouraging you to participate in the class, not see, right? So whether it is your classroom, any club activity, any events that is happening in the institute, you have to participate. You have to ask questions. You have to share your viewpoints, right? Positive attitude. Situations, you should afford your positive attitude. No, this is something which is good for my life. Sometimes we scold you and you take it negatively. Don't take it negatively. That constructive feedback will be helpful for you to grow in your life. Learning mindset everyday basis. It can be a skill, it can be something related to your knowledge. You should learn on an everyday basis. That attitude is again required. Now, who will be your support system? One is your peer group. The most important part is that you people are supporting each other. Why? There will be a healthy competition. You learn from each other, right? Your faculty members, how your faculty members will be guiding you? Do you help in choosing your specialization, choosing a career by in the means of your mentoring session? You'll be getting the guidance from your faculty members. Then your administrative staff. You can see that how your administrative staff, they are very active. You can talk about your library, you can talk about the IT support, there are all alumni. The experience, you can relate that experience with your alumni. They are the best guide for a student. Whatever they have learned, whatever they have experienced in the past, they can guide you. Industry professionals, the practicality, what is required in the industry, that will be taken by them. Placement cell, which is very important to get placed. How many companies are coming? Which is the best company? Which is the highest package? That is there with you. We have a very strong placement cell. And the most important support is your parents. Why? To get that moral support. So this is your support system for next few years. I have a question, student. India is the most populated country that you know. There is no problem in the supply of labor. You can ask this question to the industry professionals. But why they face challenges in getting the right talent? Though India is the most populated country, why? Anybody has the answer? Sorry? Okay. And the same question to all of you. There are some students or there are some candidates having the right degree and skills. You can say skills, but they are not able to get placed in the right company. Why? There is a gap that the industry people are looking for. That gap has to be minimized. Right? Have you heard about this? The World Economic Forum? Suna hai? This is a non-government organization. It was founded in 1971. They basically talks about some skills which are related. The skills have been covered, but I just need to highlight something. So, these are the skills as per the World Economic Forum. These skills are required from the management students during the placement processes. What are those skills? Analytical thinking and problem solving. How do you use your brain to understand a complex scenario or situations and get whatever the concepts are being taught in the class is okay. But are you able to apply those concepts in real life situation? Very important. Then critical thinking. Critical thinking is basically, it is talking about how you gather the information, how you basically use the information to take a decision. Earlier, we used to focus on intuitive decision making. But now, if you go to any organization, data is must, isn't it? So how you basically use your data is helpful here. Active learning, we have discussed about that. Leadership and team management. Students, you need to learn this skill, and this is, this is not a one-day task. Basically, when you work in the groups and teams, you will be learning this. When you join after this MBA program or BBA program, when you join any company, basically you will be assigned some tasks which will be group-based, right? So that's why at AIMT, we ensure that in our assessment part, we focus into group assessment, where students can we see that students come to us, ma'am, I don't want to be part of that group. She is not my friend. But trust me, students, you should make group with those people with whom you face challenges. And only with that you can learn. Is that okay? Any question related to that? Then we talk about emotional intelligence. सुना है? Understanding my emotion, understanding other emotions, and managing the emotions of self and others, which is again a very important skills when we go to the leadership position or when you work in a team. Stress management. This is something which is happening at the corporate or school. Students are not able to handle the stress. But here I would like to say one thing, students. Without stress, life is not growing. There must be some moderate level of stress in our life. Otherwise, you cannot grow. But yes, if the stress is increasing beyond a certain limit, you need to handle that. Adaptability, that is basically talking about handling a situation, your flexible attitude. And last part is your technology. Without technology, you can know you know that how basically technology has impacted the world. So you need to learn the skill, different kind of. We have been talking about Power BI, Excel, how to use that at the workplace. So in one of my sessions, I was talking about, I basically asked you one question. Are you looking for a job or are you looking for a career? What was your answer? Why career? Because job is short term, right? But career is something long term. So you have to build your career, and at AIMT, we are there to support you in your process. So here I would like to talk about something. Do you remember, have you watched the movie Life in a Metro? Any of you? Life in a Metro? No one? Purane wali. That Shilpa, that Irfan Khan. Have you watched? You must watch that movie. There is a scene in, where the Irfan Khan is talking to Konkana Sen. He's saying that one of my friends, basically, he purchased a car and now he's saying, I will drive my car when the signals of the cities will be green. All the signals of the cities will be green. And there Konkana Sen is saying, how do you know that the signals are green until and unless he's starting his driving? Why I'm talking about this? Can you link? Because most of us behave like that. What we do, we wait for the right time. We wait for the perfect time. We wait for start this, this new course. Or I will ask questions to the teachers when I'm feeling comfortable. The students trust me, there is no right time. You have to start from today. If you start from today, then only you can achieve something. So here I would like to show one video. Because here it is mentioned, dreaming big and starting slowly. You dream big, but you start slowly. Take one by one step. Not this one. Acha, add. Okay.
You noticed one thing in this crowd, that times are changing. Am I audible there? Suddenly, the moment there is a pause, the boys start murmuring, which you
जनमन अधिनायक जय हे